Welcome to the Deep Dive, where we unpack fascinating stories and, well, extract those crucial insights. We're often told that mastering a new skill, especially something complex like a foreign language, it demands relentless effort, right? Late nights, endless memorization. But what if the most profound learning could happen when we least expect it? What if we could genuinely learn while we sleep?
That's exactly the compelling question at the heart of the source material you've shared with us today. It centers on Eliza Carter, a young woman whose waking hours were, completely consumed by a demanding bakery job and night school, traditional learning methods, apps, books, YouTube. She even had a strict private tutor. They simply weren't yielding results for her. New words would just frustratingly vanish from her mind the very next day. It sounds so familiar, doesn't it?
Absolutely. So, our mission today is to explore Eliza's truly unconventional path, you could say, her often dreamlike path to English fluency. We'll trace her journey from, well, a quiet, almost desperate wish whispered into the dark, all the way to her becoming this confident guide for countless others. You'll discover how her belief fundamentally reshaped her abilities, how her unique experiences blossomed into something really remarkable, and how her individual breakthrough ultimately ignited a widespread movement. So let's dive into this intriguing exploration of the subconscious power of learning. Okay, so Eliza, she's living in a small apartment, overlooks a bustling city park, but she feels profoundly stuck despite the view. She held this deep conviction. Achieving English fluency was the absolute key. The key to unlocking a better job, the freedom to travel, the ability to truly express herself without limitations. One night, after just an exhausting day, she stood by her window, cup of cold tea in hand probably, and whispered into the quiet darkness, almost like a prayer. If only I can learn while I sleep. That's literally the only time I have left.
And what followed was genuinely unusual. Really out there. As she turned from the window, her old radio, this forgotten thing she rarely used, it flickered to life, all on its own.
Whoa.
Yeah. And it wasn't music or ads. Instead, a soft, calm, almost hypnotic voice began to speak in clear, perfect English. And it addressed her directly. Eliza, you can learn while you sleep.
Okay. Creepy or comforting?
Apparently the voice wasn't eerie at all. It actually instilled this strange sense of warmth, curiosity. It explained, language enters the mind best when the body is relaxed. When you dream, your mind is open. You can learn, you just need to listen. It even noted the precise time, midnight.
Midnight, of course. So the voice starts giving her lessons.
Sort of. It began repeating simple foundational English sentences. Slowly, clearly, almost like a lullaby. Things like, my name is Eliza, I want to speak English, I am not afraid.
Simple stuff.
Yeah, and basic grammar patterns too. I go to work, I drink tea, I learn English. Every day I become better.
Yeah.
And without consciously intending to, Eliza just lay down on her bed, still listening, her breathing deepening, thoughts quieting down. She drifted into sleep, didn't even realize the transition. But that night, something truly profound happened.
She dreamed in English.
Exactly. She found herself in this bright, white, almost cloud-like space, the fluency room. And these glowing words like hope, learn, speak, try, begin, were just floating towards her, entering her mind, feeling completely natural.
Wow.
Then she entered another room. People were just chatting gently in English, and she joined them. She felt the words just flow out clearly with confidence and flow, saying things like, I love English. It's becoming part of me.
So she wakes up. What happens? Is it gone?
Well, she wakes up, sun's rising, tea's cold, radio's off. But the memory of the dream, the words, they were vividly present. As she stretched, she found herself speaking loud, in English, fluently. I had a good dream. I learned something new. Yes. She just froze, genuinely shocked. She had actually said it. She quickly grabbed the notebook, jotted down every sentence she remembered from the voice, tried the radio, nothing. Silent. But when she lay back down, just closed her eyes for a moment, the whisper returned. It said, you're ready to continue. Tonight, we go deeper. And Liza couldn't help but smile. Didn't understand the how or why, but she was finally learning English while she slept.
It's incredible. That initial breakthrough really highlights the power of a relaxed state for deep memory integration, doesn't it? Something you hear about in accelerated learning circles.
Absolutely. And that initial breakthrough, it propelled Eliza into a whole series of incredibly vivid, purposeful dreams, each one building on the last. The next night, she's sort of preparing herself, right? A mix of calm and excitement. She hears the soft whisper again. Welcome back, Eliza. Tonight, we build the foundation. Her dream starts in front of this tall, glowing building, the Language Academy of the Mind.
The Language Academy of the Mind. Okay.
Indeed. She steps inside, finds herself in this warm hallway. Letters are slowly floating around, like alphabet soup, maybe. And she's greeted by a young woman named Ava, her dream guide.
Ava.
Yep, Ava. Who tells her, in this dream, we teach you not just the words, but how to believe in your voice. Ava leads Eliza into a large classroom. They start simple. To be, conjugations. I am, you are, he is, she is, we are, they are.
The basics.
The very basics. Each sentence glows on a screen, echoes in this calm voice. Eliza repeats them, feels this warm resonance. Then Ava moves to verbs in action. Shows these short scenes. I walk, you run, he sleeps, she speaks, we dream, they study.
So it's visual, too.
Very visual. Eliza sees it, hears it, speaks it aloud. She's internalizing the rhythm, not just memorizing rules. Then the room transforms into this peaceful garden with a stone path. On each stone, words like try, learn, repeat, grow, believe, speak are written. As she walks and speaks each word, she feels it entering her deeply, like she's embodying the concepts.
That's powerful. And there was a significant moment with a mirror, right? At the end of this dream.
Yes, the confidence corner. Ava presents her with a mirror. But it's not reflecting just a tired bakery worker. It shows someone growing. Ava asks her to speak something true in English. Eliza looks at her reflection and declares slowly, I believe I can speak English. The mirror glows. Her reflection smiles, confirms, yes, because you already are.
Wow. And this had a real-world impact.
It's immediate and tangible. The very next morning, she effortlessly gave directions to a man in English on the street.
Yeah.
Something that, would normally trigger complete paralysis for her.
Yeah.
A clear sign that dream confidence was now fully integrated.
Okay, so from the academy to where next in Dreamland?
This profound shift led her to another fascinating landscape, the Dream Language Cafe.
A cafe.
Yeah. She steps inside. It's filled with soft music, quiet conversations. People from all over the world. Marco from Brazil, Leela from Egypt, Kenji from Japan, all chatting in English. A kind woman behind the counter, bright eyes, red scarf, welcomes Eliza, introduces her to a table of learners. They quickly bonded over their shared, unusual learning experience.
What's really compelling here is her immediate comfort. No nerves.
Apparently not. A screen at their table posed conversation challenges, like talking about favorite meals, role-playing being lost in a city. Eliza, without a hint of nervousness, described her grandmother's fresh bread, roasted chicken. Everyone listened intently. No one corrected her. She understood every word.
That's huge. A safe space to practice.
Exactly. A low-stakes environment. It allowed them to speak without fear, fostering genuine connection. And that confidence translated directly to her day job. She helped a tourist effortlessly, even got a compliment from her boss about her really good English. Things were clicking.
So after the cafe, there was another place, a garden.
Yes, the grammar garden. A lush, almost mythical place. Trees whispered grammatical principles, flowers were shaped like punctuation marks.
Seriously, okay, that's creative.
Isn't it? Guided by Elias, the keeper of the garden, who stated something profound. Grammar is not a rule book. It's the rhythm of your thoughts.
I like that. It aligns with more modern linguistic ideas, right? Language as intuitive, not just rules to memorize.
Precisely. Elias led her down a winding, tense trail, practicing past, present, future. describing her day yesterday, her plans. At the question circle, she answered questions to a sparkling fountain. At preposition pond, she identified where a cat was in, on, under, between, making complex prepositions feel natural, spatial.
And there was another confidence corner here, too.
Yes, crucial again. This mirror was made of pure light. It reflected not just who she was, but who she was becoming. Here she affirmed, I am learning, I am improving, I am not perfect, but I'm proud.
That's a powerful affirmation.
It really is. As she spoke, her reflection smiled, showed her standing tall, speaking clearly, helping others. Ilias's voice softened, confirming, this is who you are becoming. This whole experience instilled such a new, profound self-belief, it actually prompted her in waking life to volunteer.
Volunteer where?
To help lead a beginner English conversation group at her local library, something she would have thought absolutely impossible before.
Okay, so the dream learning is clearly spilling over into her real life now, big time.
Profoundly. Her confidence wasn't just in dreams anymore. It had permeated her reality. She started actually thinking in English during the day. She walks to the library, not just as a student, but as someone actively living this journey. In the small meeting room, she stands before these strangers, adults from different countries, all looking for connection.
Must have been nerve-wracking still.
Maybe a little, but her opening was disarmingly honest. Not a teacher, I'm a learner too. That immediately put people to ease. She led a simple one-sentence story game. She started a sentence, each person added one, creating these strange, funny, magical tales.
Like improv, but for language learning?
Exactly. And what was remarkable was how the English felt real, alive, and everyone spoke. They broke through their hesitation, their fear. It really shows the power of shared vulnerability, doesn't it? Collaborative learning.
It does. But then
Right.
things change, right? What happens when this, magical method just...
That's the significant twist. That's exactly what Eliza experienced one night. She waited. Familiar whisper, warm glow. Nothing. The voice never came. The dreams were gone. No cafe, no grammar garden, no Ilios, no Ava. Just silence.
Oh, no.
Yeah. She woke up the next morning feeling this profound uncertainty. Was it all just in her head? A trick of the mind. Facing her library group that day, she wrestled with the thought, what if I can't do this without the dream?
That's a tough spot. How did she handle it?
It actually led to a pivotal realization. In the group, people were describing how they felt, I feel tired, I feel nervous. Eliza paused, then shared her own honest feeling. I feel uncertain.
Wow, vulnerable.
But she immediately followed it up, but I am here, and that means something. Later, walking in the park, thinking it over, she understood. The dream was like scaffolding, a guide until she was truly ready to guide herself. She thought about her old, unsure self, then her present self, leading conversations, answering questions.
She'd already changed.
Exactly. That night, she didn't wait for the voice. She closed her eyes, visualized her own classroom, one she built in her mind. And she proclaimed, I am not perfect, but I am enough. In that moment, she got it. The dream hadn't disappeared. It had become part of her. Internalized.
That's a critical stage in learning anything, isn't it? Moving from external validation to intrinsic motivation.
Oh, absolutely. But the story takes another incredible turn here.
Oh, what now?
Just as her solitary journey seemed to culminate, it intersected with someone else's. 2 weeks after her dream vanished, she met a woman named Miriam at the library.
Miriam, okay.
Miriam was browsing the English learning section, and she starts describing having the exact same strange dreams.
No, the same ones.
The exact same ones. Guiding voices, rooms full of words, the cafe, the garden, just stared at each other. They shared this unbelievable secret. And Miriam confessed her voice had also vanished 2 weeks prior, the exact same time as Eliza's.
What are the odds? That's wild.
Isn't it? And this shared experience, this connection, it brought the dream back for Eliza, but with a completely new purpose. At midnight, the whisper returned, but now it felt like it was coming from within her.
What did it say?
Eliza, you've passed the gate. Now open it for others.
Hmm.
In her dream, she's back in the moonlit grammar garden. Ava appears, explains. The dream never left. It only waited for you to become ready. Ava reveals Miriam is there too. Now, Ava declares, you begin the real journey, not learning, but guiding.
Guiding others.
Exactly. The garden shifts, becomes this vast open hall filled with people learning. Eliza and Miriam step forward. Ava tells them, you will become the voice they first hear. A mirror appears, showing them side by side, surrounded by new learners. The dream space was merging with a real classroom. The personal journey became a shared mission.
So inspired by this, Eliza and Miriam start something together.
They did. They founded the Sleepers Circle at the library. Much more than just a conversation group. It was a unique space where, as they put it, language met imagination. They invited anyone who wanted to learn English in a new way, focusing on learning through rest, through belief, through trust in the quiet power of the unconscious.
How did that work in practice?
They started small, just 6 people. The first session was quiet. They acknowledged the hesitation people felt, lit a candle, dimmed the room, invited everyone to close their eyes, just breathe. Then they played a simple audio recording, soft English phrases like gentle whispers. I am calm. I am safe. I am learning. English is becoming part of me.
No pressure.
Zero pressure. No one forced to speak. The total opposite of a typical classroom. It was about peace. One man whispered afterwards, I haven't felt this relaxed in years. The group grew slowly, steadily, by word of mouth.
Were there skeptics?
Oh, definitely. A woman named Julia joined, openly doubting if any real English would come from this. Eliza just acknowledged her, didn't argue. Said something like, sometimes the deepest changes happen quietly. A week later, Julia arrives breathless. She had a dream, opened a door labeled Speak, and said, I'm not afraid anymore.
Wow, a breakthrough for this skeptic.
A profound one. Her voice was soft, eyes wide. It showed the method could work even without conscious belief, perhaps.
So this raises a big question. How do you scale that? How do you bottle that feeling, that unique way of learning, and share it more widely?
Miriam had a brilliant idea. Create the listening light. Audio recordings that were gentle, slow, and simple like a dream. They borrowed a library microphone and started recording Eliza's voice. Soft, offered, not performed.
What kind of phrases?
Things like, hello, dreamer. You are safe. You are welcome here. Tonight we will learn gently. No pressure. No tests. Just words. Just peace. Followed by simple sentences. I am. You are. We are learning. I understand. You grow. We listen. We speak. We connect. Miriam recorded the second part, prompting reflection. Think of your day. What did you do? Say it in your mind. I woke up. I made tea. That's all English. That's all real.
And they just gave it away.
Completely freely. Played it back. Even they felt this stillness, this soft clarity. Called it the listening light. Uploaded it to a simple website. One button. Press play. Close your eyes. Learn.
Did people use it?
At first, just a few. Within a week, the numbers exploded. Messages poured in, first from the city, then globally. People saying, I fall asleep with it every night. I used to be scared of English. Now it feels gentle. The most surprising message came from someone in a remote town. I dreamed in English last night, for the first time. I saw a light. It spoke to me. It was your voice.
Her voice. Wow.
Yeah. It shows how Eliza, through sharing and guiding, had become the voice. She had become the dream, and now so could anyone who connected with it. They kept making more recordings, questions, emotions, past tenses. Other teachers reached out, wanting to translate or use the method. It was growing.
So this incredible journey, did it have a sort of final lesson for Eliza herself?
It did, what she called her final lesson. One calm night, the dream returned, not to teach, but to signify an ending and reveal the deeper meaning. She found herself in this wide-open field, tall golden grass, no buildings, just open space. Far ahead, under a single tree, was Ava, her guide. But Ava looked different, like light, wind, and time woven into a smile, ethereal.
Not quite human anymore.
Exactly. Ava confirmed this was not an ending, a beginning on the other side.
Hmm.
Eliza heard the soft murmuring sounds of all the learners she'd helped, whispering in dozens of languages. And she had this profound realization. This was never about being fluent. It was about being brave.
Ah, that's the core of it.
Ava affirmed her bravery, said Eliza didn't need the dream anymore to believe in herself. She was the guide now. For the final lesson, Ava gave her a small silver key. Not for doors, she said. It's for memories. You carry everything now, the sounds, the words, the feeling. The door is inside you. The key melted into light, disappeared into Eliza's chest, and Eliza understood. Learning wasn't something you chased. It was something you became.
So she wakes up from this final dream.
With absolute clarity and strength. Her old dream journal's there, but she doesn't need it for new entries. On the very last page, she writes, "The dream ended, but I did not. Now I speak from a deeper place, awake."
Powerful. And she continued the work.
She and Miriam went on to lead a new program at a community center. Free English learning, focused on listening, rest. But now, other teachers joined them. Some from the sleeper circles, some who never had the dreams, but all believed in their method. Kindness in slowness, in light.
And Eliza herself, how does she present this now?
She stands before groups, confidently. No notes, no books, just herself. Embodied presence. She introduces herself simply. My name is Eliza, and I learned English in a dream. But today, I'm not dreaming. I'm living it. And I'm here to help you find your voice, not by being perfect, but by being present.
And the reaction.
No applause, just deep, quiet listening. It shows the voice that once guided her from the radio in dreams. It's no longer external. It's fully her own. Internalized mastery.
Eliza Carter's journey, it really challenges our conventional ideas about learning, doesn't it? It shows learning can take these unexpected turns, revealing depths within us we never knew existed.
It really does. Her story invites us to think about the power of belief, the importance of community in our growth, and the impact of trusting our own inner guidance, especially when maybe the external support seems to fade.
It makes you wonder, what if the biggest breakthrough in your own learning journey isn't about finding the next new app or book, but about really connecting with your own subconscious wisdom, or maybe finding others who share your, unique path?
Exactly. Eliza's transformation from struggling student to this confident, compassionate guide, it raises a really important question for all of us, I think. What hidden capacities for growth, for learning, might you unlock just by being truly present and, deeply listening to yourself, especially in those quiet moments we often overlook?
And perhaps, what kind of dream might be waiting to teach you if you just dare to whisper your truest desire into the quiet of the night?